Hello, I'm attorney Dan Marr from the Nashua law firm of Hamlin and Kerrigan, practicing in New Hampshire for approximately 36 years and in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for 28 years, actively practicing and licensed in both states. I've been negotiating contracts and other agreements, smaller agreements for a variety of clients, everything from businesses to professional practices to universities, all over to manufacturing facilities, all types of contracts. And I've also litigated cases both in New Hampshire and Massachusetts. I'm going to be talking today about how, when you're in a litigation or you're on the other, or you're with an attorney in negotiating, how you should act and the best way for you to act in that situation. One of the first things I would state is your facial expression. If you're in a negotiation, you're in a conference room, or you're in a Zoom call and everyone's seeing your face, when you're irritated with something, don't show it. Don't smirk. Don't look angry. Just look concerned. A concerned look is a good look for somebody. It looks a good way, because if somebody's in a negotiation, they want to see whether or not they can impact you with what they say. Some people act in bad faith and want to see if they can impact you. Others might just be overly concerned if they're dealing with somebody on the other side that gets emotional, gets mercurial. They may not want a business relationship with them. So you want to be concerned about that when you're doing business transactions. And then when you're sitting in court, if you're sitting with your attorney in court and you're at the table and somebody's on the witness stand, or the other lawyer is making an argument and it gets you angry, don't show it. The judge is looking at you, they're looking at the attorney, they're looking at the other attorney and their client, and they're trying to take in all of who is the most reasonable and credible of the group. So you're acting mercurial, showing the emotions on your face is usually not a good sign. Now, there's cases, of course, where you're explaining the trauma that was when you're on the stand of some situation, and honest emotion there is fine, but reacting on the witness stand to anything other than showing a concerned face is usually not good. Certainly speaking out when you're in court and saying that's not true, or saying something like that, you will irritate the judge. Bad idea. Very bad idea. And likewise in contract negotiations, if the other side thinks that you're being unreasonable, or somebody could be unreasonable, they're going to be concerned about it. Actively listen. Another thing, as not only the facial expressions, actively listen. You can be in a situation sometimes where you just don't agree with the other side. You think that their position is very unreasonable, and you're looking for your lawyer to get a chance to get up, or maybe you're what's called pro se, being unrepresented, and you're waiting to hear from somebody, but you got your spiel and you just want, could that person just shut up so I can get them done, and then I can talk about what I'm saying. But you're not listening to what that person's saying. I'm not saying agree with them, but listen to it. You want to know, the old adage of keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. You want to know what the other side is saying, and therefore you can react to that rather than just giving your spiel, and it just doesn't have the same impact to a judge as when you're responding to something. And also in negotiating, when you're listening to the other side and you're hearing out what the other side's saying, you now know what's important to them. Sometimes you may have something that's completely very important to you, but you can tweak it just the tiniest bit in a contract negotiation and give the other side what they want, and you want a win-win. And if you're in a contract negotiation, if you're trying to resolve a dispute and you're going to be done with that person afterwards, well, you just want to get the best deal you can possibly get. But in a situation where maybe you have a long-term lease, or you have a business relationship that you hope will flourish for decades, you want a win-win, and you want to find out what's important to that person so you can give them something that's important. There was a real estate developer who's passed on, but he was a very well-respected real estate developer here in New Hampshire for many, many years, and he would always say, always leave something on the table. So even when he was negotiating and he had all the leverage and he had everything else, he'd always leave something on the table so so that person would save some face, and they would have the opportunity to possibly in a new transaction work with this person. So think carefully about that. Listen very carefully. So two things I'm talking about is watch your facial expressions and your body actions, in both negotiations in a contract and in particularly when you're on a remote or in person, so they see your face and body contact. And then also when you're in court as well. And likewise, think actively, listen actively to individuals when they're saying what their position is, even though you don't agree with it. And again, I'm not saying you're going to agree with them, but you're going to hear what they have to say and what's going on in their mind. Very important for negotiations and advocacy. Thank you. You can reach me at 603-883-5501, or you can check out our website, NashuaLaw.com, and click on my bio, and you can look at a variety of vlogs I've been doing for weekly vlogs for quite a while now. Thank you. Bye-bye.